One of the greatest joys of my job is I get a chance to show you wonderful people, great ideas, and content that can help you in creating content on Steemit, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, other social media platforms, and just in real life. This interview you're going to love. It is a chance to learn about funny, how to do humor, how to make it work in a beautiful, really creative way. Because I get a chance to talk with my friend, Benny Wills. Now, I met him when I was MC at Anarchapulco recently. He did a marvelous job, not only delivering a great message, but doing it with fun, with funny, with humor. And that's what I wanted to talk to him about on this for you. How do you blend in humor? How do you get comedy and all those ideas into the screen, into your message, so that it really helps enhance and bolster the message you want to get across? Get ready for some fun. Get ready to laugh and smile as you get a chance to learn about all kinds of wonderful things from Benny Wills as you learn how to do funny. There's a great tool called video. We use it a lot in Steemit, and when you can apply humor to that, you can do really well. Hey, our guest today is someone that I am just delighted to know, a friend of mine. His name is Benny Wills, and you've seen the background here that I put together. He's joining us now from his offices, well, actually from where he happens to be right now out there in California. Benny, nice to have you here.
Hey, pleasure to be here, Terry.
Well, we appreciate you being on, and I wanted to talk with you because you are a comedian. You've done some incredible work we want to find out about here as well, and you're just now getting into Steemit, just a few days there, and do it. So I want to find out a little bit about your background first. For the 3 or 4 people out there that don't know who you are, tell us about your background, the process you went through, and what Joy Camp, your company, is all about.
Sure. Well, my background, I decided I want to be an actor when I was about 4 years old, and I grew up in Los Angeles, so that was pretty easy to do, starting at a young age. So at age 7, I started acting professionally. I left LA in 1994, and then started doing theater. So I did a lot of plays. I'm a classically trained actor. I've done a lot of Shakespeare and Chekhov and Moliere and all that, and I have 2 degrees in acting, a BA and an MFA in acting, and I moved to LA, back to LA.
Where are your degrees from?
San Francisco State University and University of California, Irvine.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, so I was on the actor path for a long time, while simultaneously waking up to a world that didn't make sense in a lot of ways. So it was like these parallel paths, one of like awakening and one of professional career. And yeah, I did a lot of plays. I did 55 plays in a row at one point.
Wow.
So I have a lot of stage experience and a lot of training. And then, yeah, I moved back to LA in 2009 and really pursued the acting for a couple of years. And again, these 2 paths just were not working together very well. And then at a certain point, my friend Kevin and I, who is the co-creator of Joy Camp with me, we had been waking up at the same time, and we were always able to balance each other out and like keep each other grounded with what we were learning, and we were always able to laugh at it. And then one day we made one video called Conspiracy Theorist PSA, and it turned out great, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And after we watched the draft of it back, we saw, or I guess we realized how much potential there was in bringing comedy to truth. And we also saw that it was very needed. There's a serious lack of humor, we thought, in this so-called truth movement. So we thought maybe we could try our hand at filling that void. And that was in 2012. And yeah, we've been making videos ever since. We have over 100 videos on our channel that we didn't term, but someone else has called it conscious comedy, which we like. But yeah, so Joy Camp's been around now for 5.5 years.
I like it.
Lots of good stuff, and Now I'm on Steemit. That's my
Yeah,
story.
very good. Well, welcome aboard, Steemit. We're glad to have you here. And for those of you that are watching this and just getting started, you can see what we're going to do here, because I want to be able to share a wealth of information with you watching this, but also I'm working with Benny so he can show you what's going on. Matter of fact, why don't we do this? You've got Joy Camp. Now, Joy Camp is something that I've seen some of your videos out there on YouTube. They're fabulous because you kind of make you think, and you look at, and then you're also laughing and you're having a great time. So let's go ahead and have you share your screen, if you don't mind, right now. You showed how to do it. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is his first time on Zoom. He's dedicated, learning fast, and working to bring you humor, doing what we can to bring humor to a world that needs humor. So tell us what you see there. It looks like your YouTube channel, right?
Yes, this is our channel, Joy Camp, where you can find all kinds of videos. Our highlighted video here was a pilot episode of a show we wanted to produce. It's about 15 minutes long. Highly recommend you check that out. But if you go to our video section, you can just see how much content we have. And
excellent.
It goes on and on and on.
And for someone that wants to go there, they just go to Joy Camp. Let's see, what is it? The Joy Camp? Is that what they go to?
Well, they can go to youtube.com/joycamp, just Joycamp, and it'll take you there. The Joycamp will also work, but Joycamp is cleaner, so we like youtube.com/joycamp. And yeah, you can find, well, I would like to say all of our videos. We actually have videos taken down, which is unfortunate. But most of our videos are on YouTube. The other ones can be found on Vimeo, but most of them are here on YouTube.
I like it. Very good. Well, now we can also, some of those that have been taken down by YouTube, this is why we have DTube and decentralized. And you and I were talking before we started doing the recording. You haven't been over there yet, but we'll be happy to show you how to do that, so we can see all of those over on DTube, and we can see them over in Steemit and refer to it. There's a lot of ways we can do that.
Cool. That sounds excellent. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's great too. I love the idea of our videos not being tampered with anymore, because that was the issue. We've had some controversial videos that were taken down, and our channel was threatened to be removed completely. So it's good to know that there's a place out there that we can place something and know that it will be untouched.
Absolutely. That's good. Well, now, while we got you online and you're sharing your screen, I see the tab right next to your YouTube channel is your Steemit. Tell us about your Steemit location and what we have going on over there as you're just getting started. Those of you watching this, think about this, realize he's just getting started. So if you're in that starting stage, you're going to be able to relate to this. Tell us about what you've got there, Benny.
Sure. Well, I just started this Steemit account based off of a lot of people's recommendations. That's me, Benny, and I'm Joycamp-Benny. I have 2 posts. They've only been on here for 9 days. My first one, I put a lot of time into because I was really wanting to tell my story. So if that abbreviated version a couple minutes ago on our interview isn't sufficient, check out this long-winded one I have on here, which is basically my story up until now and my journey to where I'm at.
Nice. And now that's a presentation you did at Anarchapulco, right?
Right. This is here's a poem, and this is a picture from me at Anarchapulco performing earlier this year.
Yes, where you did a good job, and I was honored to be the MC there to introduce you. And I noticed you don't have my picture on there. What happened there? Oh, something is wrong.
Oh, I think that may have, I think there was a glitch. It should be on there. I don't know what happened. That must
be it, yeah. You did a great job on that. And so for those of you watching this, you want to bounce over there and take a look at this and see what it's like. And I'm thinking one of the things you can do, Benny, I'm not going to assume something here. They tell us in journalism not to assume, but you know how you could take those wonderful videos you have on YouTube and place them into Steemit for repurposing.
Yeah, and that's actually really exciting to me because, in this day and age, people's attention spans are about that long. And what gets people following on YouTube is consistent content. But that comes that comes with sacrificing quality a lot of the time. So our videos are definitely quality over quantity. And with how fast things move, videos can come and go. So this gives me a second chance at posting all these previous videos for everyone to see and bring back, because we think that there's a timeless aspect to what we're doing, and we're we are capturing the moment over and over again in our videos. So to go back and watch with this Steemit platform is really exciting to me, to give it a second life, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. A chance to do that. I'm doing that a lot with my videos as well, with some really good ones. I'll bring them back. And it's also nice within Steemit because then, hey, you get a little bit of money for it. And I've seen videos that I put out that I thought were pretty good. And sometimes they do well, sometimes they don't. Others I put in and I thought, yeah, it's not going to be as good, but it's nice. And hey, I'll get a lot of response on it. So I think it's really nice either way. Well, this is your screen. We appreciate you doing that. And you can click on the stop sharing button now, which you should see there toward the top. And this is so you're getting introduced to Steemit and to Zoom and all this new technology.
So funny. It's like it's an interview, but it's also a tutorial for me.
It is. It's a tutorial for you, and we've got it for the really good rate for you, which is let's see, free today.
Yay!
Yeah, it's free in the budget for you.
Fantastic.
We can do that. Well, now, those of you that are watching this, think about what we can do here. We can take those videos that he has over there on YouTube, and he can embed that, or even better, what he might do is take the MP4. Get an MP4. You, as the owner of it, can click in YouTube, download an MP4, and then upload that to DTube. So you'll have it on DTube, and then within Steemit, I would suggest putting in the reference to it as well, talk about it, add a little bit of text, something that's unique that will give us some insight as to what we can do. It's like, oh, here's a video that we put up, and you'll see it was put up April of 2015 or whatever, and we like that, but be sure and pay attention to what we say about da-da-da-da, because then you'll get my interest. And then this is something that I don't see on YouTube, but it's value added that you can give me there on Steemit and on DTube as well. So those kind of things can be very helpful. Well, now the kind of work that you're doing is a little bit controversial. I love what you said in Anarchapulco. Tell us a little bit, if you don't mind, about your philosophy and what the kind of messages are that we can hear from Joy Camp.
Sure. Well, our motto is a quote from Oscar Wilde, which is, if you want to tell people the truth, make them laugh, otherwise they'll kill you. And we've kind of subscribed to that since the beginning. We think that, and I think that one of the best ways to reach people is through laughter. And especially now more than ever, people are so angry when you challenge their belief systems, their opinions, or you present information that is somehow contradictory to something that they've learned or heard. And we find that laughter helps break down that barrier. So if someone's laughing, they're much more receptive to new information. So we can take on issues that really aren't funny and somehow make them funny in a consolidated, 3-minute package, and they'll soften because they're laughing, and then they can listen better. And even if they don't agree with it, the idea or the hope is that they'll go and research it themselves and form their own opinion. Because we also don't want to be preachy. You can tell where we stand through our videos, but we're not telling you how to think. We're just offering you something, offering you, a doorway to walk through. So.
Yeah, I like that. And I've been watching your videos. I'll notice that it's like that. You're not saying this is what you should believe, but it's rather a funny situation, one that you go, I hadn't thought of it that way. And I think that's particularly good. And using humor.
That's the hope.
Really, really important. As a matter of fact, one of the things I wanted to talk about, you and I talked about before in doing this, of how to do funny. How do we do funny? Is it just a priest, a minister, and a rabbi walked into a bar, and, I think it's more than that. How do you come up with those wonderfully wacky ideas that you and Kenny and Tony have that are doing it, or Kevin has, and puts those together when you create it? How do you come up with funny? How would someone who's watching this says, I can't be funny? How do we do it?
That's a great question. And I don't know if there's a real answer, but I'll try. I think knowing how to laugh yourself is really important, and being able to laugh at just about anything, including yourself. In fact, I think it's probably the most important, being able to laugh at our own, plight and our own failures and our own fears and everything. And just, not take things so seriously all the time, even though things need to be taken seriously. Being able to acknowledge something, take it in, digest it, and then laugh at it, because this is a pretty ridiculous world we're living in. And some of these ideas and concepts and realities are terrifying, but they're also just ridiculous. So being able to laugh is key to producing comedy, because if you're laughing at it, then maybe someone else will be able to laugh at it. So finding the humor in these things for yourself first makes it easier to then try to make it funny for someone else. Yeah, people need to lighten up. I mean, we are up against a lot, and the people are more divided than ever and less willing to listen to each other than ever. And I feel like humor can bridge that gap. Because like I said earlier, I mean, when someone's laughing, they're not on the defensive. They soften. So it's a really important tool. Again, now more than ever. And if you track in our conspiracy guy videos, we have about 7 or 8 conspiracy guy videos. And by accident, but since we've done this over the course of 5 years, by accident, we sort of show what the reaction is to anyone speaking from an alternative standpoint. So in the beginning, their first conspiracy guy video, when it's about chemtrails, and my character keeps chiming in about them, and the other guys just ignore it. They just pretend like he's not saying anything. They just tune it out, wait till he's done, and then continue. And by now, the one we just put out about a month ago about false flags, the guys are absolutely intolerant of me opening my mouth about anything. So everything I say, they're giving me a hard time. And so they finally kick me out of their house, which I think is very apt. Before, I feel like conspiracy theories were more just ignored, but now they are opposed with vigor. People really don't want to hear it. And I feel like that goes for not just, I don't like being called a conspiracy theorist. I think it's ridiculous. But the same goes for, Democrats and Republicans. They're blaming each other for everything and not listening to each other on any issue. So and this is where the Trump presidency has been a stroke of genius, because it's absolutely polarized every camp. So everyone's sitting around with their fingers in their ears saying, la, 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 I don't want to hear what you have to say because I know I'm right and you're wrong. So it's just more division. So it's just left versus right, or left and right versus alternative, or whatever. And it's just more divided than ever. So that said, the comedy really is more important than ever, because comedy can break through those boundaries. Theoretically, yes. It can knock down someone's walls and say, hey, we're all in this together. Hey, by the way, yeah, there's people who are governing us no one likes, and we are all on the same team together. So let's all laugh about it. We may differ on certain things, but hey, I'm not yelling at you. I'm just making fun of the situation. Now we can laugh, and now we can talk.
Absolutely. What you just said, I think, is so important, particularly right now in our nation's history and in the world's history. We want to respect people. We might disagree with what they say, but we need to find out what a civil discussion is all about again. We need to be able to say, hey, I might disagree with you, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it, as I think it was somebody attributed to a lot of different people that said that. But it's very, very important that we realize that. And you're doing a beautiful job there. Those of you who are watching this, I've seen those videos that he's talking about, and they're brilliant. You laugh, you chuckle, and then you go, ooh, that's a really good point. So do yourself a treat and get over there and see that. He's going to be putting more of these on his Steemit channel. So watch him on Steemit, watch him on DTube. We'll work to get Benny up to speed on that as well. And so as we kind of take a look at what's going on, and you're looking at Steemit right now, you're looking at DTube, what are some of the potential possibilities that you see for you, for JoyCamp, and for others that are looking at getting into this medium even more?
To the medium of
Steemit
and DTube, or?
Yeah, Steemit and DTube.
Well, it's a little early for me to say, since I just signed on. I love the idea. I like the idea of Steemit, and I like cryptocurrency and getting paid for simply posting something and having people respond to it. I love the idea of DTube, because that means no one can take it down, and that's the way it should be. We should be in control of our own material. So I really like that. I love connecting with people. Yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, because I guess I'm still new to the format.
Yeah, and that's fair.
I like what it represents, and I'm really excited to delve in and be a part of it.
Yeah, well, we're glad to have you on board, and I know that as you explore it and get to know it more, you're going to like it even more. I know for me, I was in it for a while, and I didn't do a whole lot, and now within the last, maybe 6 months or so, I've been doing a lot more, and each time I work with it, it seems to get a little bit better because I'm getting better. I'm understanding it more. The importance of developing good content, and Benny, you've got that down. You and the
Hmm.
Joy Camp guys really have that nailed. And it's a matter of also
Thanks.
building the community so that people know you and they go, hey, he's got another one out. I want to follow him. Those of you watching this, do yourself a favor and a treat by following Benny. This way you'll be notified whenever he comes up with some new material. You'll see, oh, he's right there in my stream. He's got it. So be sure and follow him. Go over there to that situation. Now, before we let you go, I want you to help us on something. If somebody's saying, okay, I'm going to develop a post, I want to put some things together, or is there a process that you go through? I've heard some humorists, some comedians that sit down with a pad of paper and a pen and they write down some things, or they start doing some writing or thinking in order to put together whatever they're going to say and try to add some humor to it. Any tidbits that you can give to that person who's watching this that says, I need to be more funny? How can they do funny a lot better?
Gosh, that's such a good question. I could probably write an essay about that. I think cultivating a sense of humor in general, kind of like what I said earlier. I mean, being able to laugh making people laugh a lot easier. Being able to laugh at things and being able to, again, not take life so seriously all the time. As far as a process goes, I don't know. I basically just write stuff that I think is funny. So if I was watching it, I would be laughing. So as I'm writing, I'll be chuckling, thinking, this is funny, because I think it's funny. And I just hope that other people will think it's funny because I think it's funny. So if it makes you laugh while you're doing it, chances are at least some other people are going to think it's funny, hopefully anyway. So if you're trying to write comedy, don't try to make it funny, just make it funny for you. And then maybe people will also think it's funny. And then you'll learn. And if people don't think it's funny, you can change it up and you adjust along the way. I guess that's the other most important part, just being able to roll with the punches and, keep going and trust yourself. I mean, I do comedy, but I also do poetry. And that's not always funny, but it's still coming from a place that feels good and that if I was listening to it, I'd want to hear it. So I think, oh yeah, I like the way this sounds, and I like how this feels to say, and hopefully other people will feel the same way. I think belief in self, believe in yourself, believe that you can do it. Cliche, but and don't hold yourself back and give yourself the discipline to do it. Say, I'm going to do this. Even if you don't want to, just force yourself and start writing and see what comes out, and something will come out. That's a guarantee. Very
good words of advice. We appreciate you saying that. And those of you watching this, think about what he just said. This is something, you probably want to stop the recording here, go back and replay that. Seldom does one exposure to new material really help to make it stick in our minds. So you want to review this, write it down what he just said. You're listening to a man that is brilliant. I love his material. You're going to love his material if you haven't seen it already. Be sure and follow him. Be sure to go over there and look at those videos. And this is Steemit. Give him an upvote. Re-Steemit.
Yeah.
In other words, you're saying, yeah, put some money in his pocket. We'll pull it in there and make it happen on that. Before we let you go.
Can I just chime in one more time about?
Please.
Just one more thought about that. Also, if you don't get something right the first time, that's okay. I mean, I started acting, like I said, when I was 7 years old. It took me until I was 27 to figure out my niche. But I worked so hard to get to that point, and everything I did before that led to that point. And now all the Joy Camp work and all the acting work is leading to performing poetry live. So it's a lot of time investment. So if you sit down to do something for the first time and it's not very good, it's okay. Just keep going, because practice makes perfect. You will produce good results the more you stick with it. Again, that's somewhat cliche, but very true. I mean, cliches exist for a reason most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
You were saying, Terry.
Yeah, exactly. Seriously, I really appreciate that you stay with it. You got to be disciplined. You got to work at it. And you have done that. You've done that for many years. And so it takes a while for it, but you begin and you don't give up. Steemit is a great place to try something. And if you try something and it doesn't work, I don't think they arrest you for that. It's okay. You get up, you try it again. You got a whole group of people that are supporting you, because we're all supporting each other. We like to get that feedback, and leave comments. When you see a good video, don't just go, hi, nice video. And that doesn't tell us anything. I liked what you said about da-da-da-da. can be really good. And don't do the, hi, I'll follow you, you follow me. No, we don't know you yet, but let's get to know you, and we can do those kind of things. But get over here and see what he's done. Benny has done a really good job with this. And if somebody wants to reach you, they want to get over there and they follow you, what's the best way for them to do that?
On Steemit, it's at joycamp-benny. And if you want to get in touch with me otherwise, I'm very easy to get a hold of. You can find me on Facebook. My name is Benny Wills. You can follow us on Facebook, or like us, I guess. Follow us on Twitter at the Joycamp. YouTube channels, youtube.com/joycamp. Anything else? We have a website, but that's basically just our YouTube videos, which is www.thejoycamp.com. Instagram, I think, is at the Joycamp Benny, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't use Instagram very much. But there's plenty of ways to get in touch with me if you want to. Also, I just made this public in my first post on Steemit, but I decided why not? Since Bitcoin especially is soaring so much right now, because I went to school for so many years, I have student loan debt, and it's nagging at me, and I want to get rid of it. Of course, paying it off would be the best thing, but I'm open to other alternatives. What I don't want is just let it sit there and ignore it and just let go into default and have my credit ruin or whatever happens. I'd rather not do that. I'd rather not ignore the problem. So I want to take it on. If that means talking to a lawyer or someone who can help me figure out a loophole to get rid of it, great. But otherwise, I'd love to try to pay it off. And if anyone can help me with that, my goal is to raise half of what I owe, and then offer it back to the loan people as a one-time payment, saying, hey, you want to accept this? And hopefully, I think they'll say yes, because they get some money, because otherwise I get nothing. They say, offer one-time payment. Hey, here's $30,000, go away forever. Or you don't get any of my money and I'll just let it go into default because I don't really care. So that's my place. So I'm trying to hopefully just try it anyway. It's everything I put out there is for free regardless. But if anyone wants to help me, I'm trying to raise about $30,000 to eradicate the student loan from my life forever. And the way I look at it, I mean, I got in debt because I was training to be an actor. My life shifted course, but I'm using all that acting training to now do something that I feel like can help people and help the world. So in essence, this is getting paid to do what I love to do and what I want to contribute, and get paid to do what I love. So all I'm asking for is $30,000, and then I'll stop asking for money.
Oh, there we go.
Well, if you can throw some of that Bitcoin cash my way, hey, I know a lot of you have some extra right now, and it could definitely go towards a good cause.
Yeah, there we go. And the nice thing about it, think about it, as you enjoy the videos he's doing right here on Steemit, we've got an opportunity. You click and upvote that at 100%, good idea. Then the money comes there, but also other alternatives are there. If you know somebody that's looking for a humorist, or you need some coaching in these kind of things, now that Benny knows how to use Zoom, he's got a coaching tool right here. And he's told me he's going to pay me, he owes me a beer the next time we get together. That's the extent of it, but it'll be fine.
Hey, and I can buy that with some shiny new crypto money.
Shiny new crypto. I like it. That's right. Well, before we let you go, any final words of wisdom or fun or whatever you want to say? The floor is yours, sir. Whatever you want to say.
Wisdom or fun? Yeah, hopefully I didn't offend anybody with the Me Too joke. I support people who've been victimized and have been afraid to stand up. So I'm definitely not taking anything away from that. I'm just sort of commenting on the meme and the snowball effect. Cover my bases with that. Other than that, yeah, connect with me. I'm easy to connect with. I'm also a poet, and I love performing poetry, which is my newfound passion in life. You can watch my set from Anarchapulco from earlier this year on the Anarchapulco YouTube channel. It's 40 minutes long. I think you'll like it. And I'm available, like Terry said, for hire. I'm a voiceover artist as well. So if you need any narration for videos or for audiobooks or anything, I'm your man. And yeah, as far as the loan payment goes too, if you want to exchange, if you want to help me out with that and I'll do something for you, totally open. So I'm here to connect with, to collaborate with, to help out, to, whatever, I'm here, I'm available.
And those of you who watch this,
Fantastic.
hey, we want to hear from you. This is a time, take action. Go over to that site. You want to see what Benny has got there. Benny Wilson, by the way, right here, you see everything right here, the way it is, the laughter, liberty, and being able to have all kinds of fun as we go with it. And be able to have the likability. He is that. He's a person that is likable. He's a guy that you just like being around him when he's there. Thank you very much for being with us. And Benny, I'm thanking you across the miles. Thank you, sir, for joining me and doing this video.
My pleasure, Terry. Thanks for having me.
And we will look forward to hearing from you. I'm Terry Brock. On Steemit, you can reach me at Terry Brock. That's spelled, and those of you listening to this, that's Terry. And Brock is spelled the right way, Brock. So at Terry Brock, come on over and see us. Thanks for joining us today.